Snark Squad, you look fucking amazing.
And babes, the sun is down, the moon is full.
And babes, we made it through another week.
Because, honestly, that alone deserves a drink. So cheers to you, to me, to us, to every damn body who is listening to this.
Cheers. Seriously, like, clink the glasses right now, because it is time for our Rose and Thorns.
Oh, God.
Because babes, this week was a journey.
A deeply chaotic one.
And I don't mean a cute, like, finding myself and eat, pray, love kind of journey. I mean a literal, physical, emotional, spiritual journey through the absolute trenches of hell.
Right. Less of a journey and more of a psychological obstacle course designed by someone who actively hates us.
Exactly.
Yes.
But yes, let's do the weekly performance review.
You first. Please, go ahead and let it all out. The floor is entirely yours.
Thank you, because I really need this. My Thorn, where do I even begin? The word chaos this week was completely, totally unhinged.
The dentist office was acting up again.
You know, the dentist life is already a lot, right? Like staring into the abyss of people's open mouths, trying to make small talk while holding sharp metal instruments.
Which is terrifying, by the way.
It is, and you're just hoping you don't hit a nerve while they try to tell you about their golden retriever while their mouth is propped open.
Yeah, the babbling through the gauze.
But the patience this week, it was like the moon was full every single day.
Mm-hmm.
The schedules were entirely double booked because our front desk software decided to just, like, opt out of reality.
Of course it did. The digital infrastructure crumbling is always the first sign of the
But
apocalypse.
literally, it crashed on Tuesday and never fully recovered.
Yeah.
And I had a patient, a grown adult man, who literally tried to negotiate his flossing habits with me.
Wait, negotiate? How do you negotiate flossing?
Like we were haggling at a flea market. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, "What if I just aggressively swish with water twice a week?" Well, that offset the gingivitis.
Oh my God.
I am emotionally depleted. I am operating on negative battery life. And then, babes, to top off the family dinner.
Oh, right. The chaotic family dinner. I was waiting for this. I felt the tremors of it through my phone.
It was chaos.
Oh.
Absolute, unadulterated chaos. You walk in, and immediately the air is thick with passive-aggressive comments about everything.
Naturally. What was the target this time?
We were talking critiques on the temperature of the mashed potatoes, which somehow organically pivoted into a critique of my life choices.
Wow. From potatoes to your life choices, that is an Olympic-level pivot.
Right. The volume of the room just kept escalating. You know that specific family volume where everyone is talking over each other?
Yeah, where no one is actually listening, but everyone is yelling.
Exactly. I thought my eardrums were going to start bleeding. I was sitting there gripping my fork, just fully disassociated.
Just astral projecting out of the dining room.
Literally staring at a floral centerpiece and thinking, if I just chew really slowly, maybe I will turn invisible. I survived it, but it was like bare minimum survival.
Look, if I'm doing a corporate performance review of this week for the both of us, I am giving the entire Monday through Friday a solid D-.
But D- is generous, honestly.
Right, and the only reason it is not an F is because nobody actually died and the building didn't burn down.
Valid.
Let's look at the metrics. We dragged ourselves to Pilates. That is a rose, technically, on paper.
Oh, don't even get me started on the Pilates.
But the physical toll, I need to break down the mechanics of the reformer machine. It is not fitness. It is a medieval rack painted in pastel colors.
Literally. It's a torture device.
Designed to stretch your ligaments to their absolute breaking point under the guise of, quote-unquote, wellness. I am sore in places I did not know had nerve endings.
I couldn't walk up my stairs on Wednesday.
The instructor is aggressively yelling at me to find my center, and my center is currently crying in the fetal position, begging for a carbohydrate.
The center is broken. The center cannot hold.
The center packed its bags and left the state. But we recorded consistently, which is a triumph of the human spirit, considering we were both running on 3 hours of sleep and iced coffee anxiety.
We did not crash out.
Well, let me rephrase. We barely survived without crashing out. We rode the razor's edge of a total nervous breakdown, looked over the cliff, and somehow stayed vertical. So, points for attendance.
We did. We stayed vertical against all odds. And honestly, my true rose, actually eating good food this week.
Oh, yes.
Like actually sitting down at a real table and chewing something that wasn't a stale protein bar in my car while crying at a red light. That is growth.
A rare win. A culinary victory in a week of absolute defeat.
Okay, but babes, we have a really big weekend.
Yeah, we do. I mean...
But we can't talk about it yet.
No, we absolutely cannot.
Just know, if you don't see us posting as much on Saturday, it's not you, it's us.
Exactly. The boundary is set. The mystery is alive. We
Wow.
are gatekeeping our joy for just 48 hours.
We have to. But right now, let's talk about the current situation. Because we need to address what is in our glasses. Babes, we are officially in the sangria slush era.
We are, and it is a monumental shift in our quality of life. It's a paradigm shift.
We are drinking white peach sangria. But wait, babes, we ran it through the ninja slush?
You did?
And babes, why did we not do this sooner?
I don't know, honestly.
I am actually angry at our past selves. I am furiously looking back at every Friday night we spent drinking liquid sangria over regular melting ice like a couple of peasants.
It was barbaric looking back.
The texture.
Yeah.
I need everyone to understand the texture. It is life-changing. It is like freshly fallen snow, but snow that makes you forget your scheduling software crashed on Wednesday.
It really does numb the pain.
It coats your tongue, it hits the back of your throat with this perfect icy velvet feel, and suddenly the universe makes sense. I am so emotional about this texture. It is a hug for my mouth.
I'm not going to cry over the texture, but analytically speaking, it is pure innovation.
It's science.
Exactly. Let's talk about the thermodynamics of a standard cocktail. Regular ice melts and dilutes the structural integrity of the alcohol in the fruit juice.
Right, it's so watery.
It waters down the entire experience. The slush mechanism, however, suspends the white peach flavor perfectly within the micro ice crystals so that every single sip maintains the exact same chemical composition from top to bottom.
Wow. Look at you with the chemistry lesson.
It is a triumph of modern engineering. We have peaked. This right here in these glasses is the absolute peak of our culinary existence.
It really is. I feel like I've reached the mountaintop. But listen, the slush is hitting my bloodstream and it's making me reflective.
Uh-oh. The reflective slush phase.
Because after tonight's chaotic family dinner, we had a realization.
We did. A dark one.
Babes, what if we grow up to be our parents?
Yeah.
Specifically our mothers.
Oh, God. Don't say it out loud.
Because, babes, that is terrifying. I am literally spiraling just thinking about it.
It's the ultimate dark realization. It's the horror movie that plays in the back of your mind when you are completely alone.
Yes.
You catch your reflection in the dark microwave door while waiting for your leftover pasta, and you realize you are doing the face.
Yes.
The face. The pursed lips of judgment. I clocked so many narcissistic traits tonight.
Oh, they were flying around the room.
Just the way the conversation constantly, magically, almost defying the laws of physics, pivots back to them.
It's a superpower, honestly.
You could be talking about, I don't know, global catastrophe, a literal asteroid hitting the Earth, and suddenly the topic is how the asteroid slightly inconvenienced their morning commute in 1998.
And how no one asked how they felt about the asteroid.
Exactly. And there are behaviors I absolutely refuse to inherit. I will actively fight them.
Same. I have a whole list.
But the thing that haunts me, the thing that I am terrified of, is my mom's constant dry hair.
The dry hair trauma.
It's so real.
We have discussed this in therapy, basically. We have mapped the neural pathways of this exact fear.
It is trauma. It is the crispy, unmoisturized, brittle ends that just snap in the wind.
It's a structural issue.
It represents a lack of self-care, a lack of self-awareness, a stubborn refusal to adapt to modern conditioning treatments. And now, babes, we cannot carry that forward.
We have to stop it here.
We must break the generational curse of dry hair. I will dip my head in a literal vat of raw coconut oil every single night before I let my ends look like that.
I believe you.
I am so scared the habits are already forming, though. Sometimes I look at my brush, I see a split end, and I go into a full panic attack.
Let's look at the genetics of it all with some dark reality, because we have to be honest with ourselves.
Okay, hit me.
You can fight the dry hair with Olaplex, sure. You can buy all the K18 masks in Sephora. But the psychological genetics, that's the real threat.
Ugh, I know.
That's the ghost in the machine. The way we both automatically, almost violently dismiss a compliment when someone gives us one, that's our mothers.
Oh my God, I do that.
The way we hold a grudge over a perceived slight until the earth literally crashes into the sun, that's our mothers.
Stop, you're reading me for filth right now.
I analyzed my own reaction to a minor inconvenience yesterday at the grocery store. The self-checkout machine asked me to place my item in the bagging area when it was already in the bagging area.
The worst.
And I realized I did the exact passive-aggressive, heavy-chested sigh that my mother perfected in the mid-90s.
No, not the sigh.
It's in our DNA. We are just wearing better outfits and using better skincare, but deep down, the toxic blueprint is fully installed.
I am spiraling. I need a massive sip of the slush right now.
Yeah.
We have to be better. We have to be the cycle breakers. We cannot let the sigh win.
Well, speaking of inherited trauma, toxic blueprints, and the inability to break cycles, let's look at the absolute mess these Bravo stars have been making over the last 24 hours.
Yes, please distract me.
The slush is hitting, the psychological barriers are down, and the shade is fully ready.
Oh my God, yes. I need to project my mother trauma onto reality TV stars immediately to feel better about myself. Snark Squad, get your slushes ready because we are going in.
Where are we starting?
The timeline of Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson breaking the Bravo internet and the absolute collateral damage they have left behind.
The blast radius on this PR nightmare is truly impressive. It requires a forensic breakdown.
Break it down for me.
Let's map out the architecture of this mess. Amanda and Kyle Cook officially split. We all saw it coming. The signs were there for years.
Oh, absolutely. The writing was on the wall in neon Loverboy letters.
Right. And Ciara Miller, being a fiercely loyal friend, is holding Amanda's hand through the tears, playing the supportive role.
Because Ciara is the queen.
Meanwhile, the fans are desperately rooting for Ciara and Wes to reconcile after that Super Bowl spotting where they looked cozy.
Everyone wanted that.
And then, boom. Amanda and Wes dropped the relationship bomb, proving that absolutely no one in the Hamptons has a functioning moral compass.
Ciara deserves so much better. My heart is actually bleeding for her. Have you seen her lately?
She looks incredible.
Andy Cohen officially named her the most beautiful person on Bravo, period, on Watch What Happens Live. And the fans completely agree, but they pointed out exactly why she's the most beautiful.
It's the inside, too.
Exactly. It's not just genetics. It's because she is genuinely a good person. And one of the comments literally said that genuinely good people have a way of subconsciously warding off those with lesser values and integrity. She is protected by her own aura.
It's an energy shield. It's like a metaphysical firewall against fuckboys.
Ah.
And West definitely falls into the lesser values category.
Exactly, because let's remember the history here. Wes played her. He played her at the Season 8 reunion, feeding her all this garbage about his commitment phobias.
Just textbook manipulation.
Making her feel like she was asking for too much just by wanting basic foundational human respect. She went on national television and admitted she got played. She showed vulnerability.
Which takes a lot of guts.
And now, suddenly, his commitment issues are magically cured and he's ready to commit to Amanda, her friend. It is sick. It is a sick, twisted game.
It's deeply messed up.
Even Lexi Wood, who was a former Summer House castmate, came out publicly and said she is heartbroken for Ciara. Lexi messaged everyone to show support, proving she is a true girl's girl.
Good for Lexi.
She said she couldn't even imagine what Ciara must have thought watching this unfold. Lexi gets it. We get it. Justice for Ciara.
You're getting highly emotional, which is completely valid given the betrayal, but let's take a step back and look at the sheer hypocrisy radiating from the other side of this equation.
Oh, you mean Kyle?
Yes, because Kyle Cook's reaction to all of this is a masterclass in deflection and fragile male ego.
Wait, what did he say?
Kyle watches season 10, sees Amanda openly flirting with Wes, telling him to check out my butt as she walks away.
Cringe.
And Kyle has the audacity to go on Threads of all places and call it diabolical behavior if they were secretly hooking up while he and Amanda were still technically together.
The nerve, the unmitigated gall of this man.
It gets better or worse, depending on how you look at it. Kyle is demanding transparency. He wants Amanda to, quote-unquote, clear up the timeline at the upcoming reunion.
As if he hasn't lied about timelines before.
He is framing himself as the victim of deception. Meanwhile, this man, this 40-something-year-old DJ of Loverboy, who still dresses like a frat boy at a neon mixer, just got caught on camera making out with Real Housewives of Orange County alum Meghan King in the streets of New York City.
I screamed. I literally dropped my phone onto the floor.
He's so absurd.
Kyle and Meghan King.
Oh.
That is the crossover event nobody asked for, nobody wanted, and absolutely nobody's central nervous system is prepared to process. What were they even doing? Where did they find each other?
They were at a Page 6 90s-themed party. Because of course they were. Where else do aging reality stars go to manufacture press?
Good point.
And the PDA wars are officially on. Let's track the data here because it's fascinating.
I love when you track the data.
A week ago, Amanda breaks her silence, goes out, and is seen making out with West at a restaurant for the entire world to see. It was a strategic, targeted PR strike.
Very calculated.
So how does Kyle respond? He realizes he's losing the narrative. He finds a former housewife who also loves being in the press, takes her to the literal pavement of NYC, and kisses her where the paparazzi just happened to be waiting.
Yeah, he's so transparent.
But the best part, The absolute chef's kiss of the eyewitness account. The video shows Kyle having to get on his tiptoes to kiss Megan.
Stop it.
Yeah.
No, not the tiptoes. I am deceased. Bury me now.
It's a documented fact.
That is the most embarrassing detail to leak to the press. It is giving high school sophomore trying to kiss the senior prom queen behind the bleachers.
It's tough to watch.
I am spiraling over the visual image of Kyle, in whatever tragic 90s neon windbreaker outfit he was wearing, doing calf raises on the concrete just to get his revenge kiss on camera.
It's a deeply sad visual, but it brings us to a really important question. I want to push this theory on you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Is Kyle just acting out for the cameras to one-up Amanda in this divorce, or is this the messiest, most public midlife crisis we have ever seen on Bravo? I honestly think it's a highly calculated PR stunt.
You think?
Yeah, I think he called the Paps. I think he coordinated with Megan. It's a business transaction.
Wait, no, I have to challenge you there. I completely disagree.
Really? Why?
I refuse to give Kyle Cook that much credit. He is not a PR mastermind playing 3D chess. I think this is pure, unadulterated panic.
Panic.
Yes. He is a wounded animal lashing out because Amanda beat him to the punch and his fragile ego cannot handle being the one left behind. He probably scrolled through his contacts at 1 a.m., saw Meghan King's name, remembered she loves chaos just as much as he does, and was like, let's go make out on the street. It's not strategy, it's desperation.
Okay, I see your point. The execution was definitely too sloppy to be a mastermind PR move. The tiptoes alone prove it wasn't art-directed.
Exactly.
But if we're talking about fragile male egos, messy single eras, and poorly executed life choices, we don't need to look any further than the gold standard of Bravo toxicity.
Oh, I know who this is.
Welcome to the king of the messy era himself, Jax Taylor.
Oh my God, Jax. Just hearing his name makes my blood pressure spike. He is the blueprint for reality TV villainy.
He really wrote the manual.
So Brittany Cartwright was just on Watch What Happens Live with Andy, and she is out here doing the absolute most to defend her choices and her current relationship dynamic with him.
Which is exhausting to watch.
She confirmed that Jax is, quote, jaxing. Which, let's be real, is just a cute, localized verb for terrorizing the women in your life and refusing to take accountability.
Let's be clear. Jaxing is not a cute quirk. It is not a silly little personality trait. It is a DSM-5 diagnosable behavioral pattern of pathological lying and manipulation.
Preach.
But Brittany also claimed on WWHL that he's completely sober now. She said it's a great achievement.
Is he really, though?
And look, let's put the snark aside for 3 seconds. Sobriety is a genuinely great achievement for anyone, and if he is truly sober, that is a positive step for his physical health.
Absolutely. Health first.
However, let me express my highest, most sarcastic level of doubt about his overall behavioral shifts. Taking away the alcohol doesn't magically cure narcissism.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
A sober Jax is just a Jax who remembers the lies he tells more clearly. The underlying machinery of his personality is still the exact same.
Exactly. The operating system hasn't changed. He just uninstalled one app. Because what did sober Jax just do?
Please tell me.
He took his 5-year-old son, Cruz, to Hooters for his birthday. A toddler. At Hooters. For a birthday party, I am losing my mind.
We need to unpack the utter trashiness of a Hooters toddler party.
Like, who does that?
Think about the mechanics of a 5-year-old's birthday. There are arcades, there are public parks, there are bounce houses, there are places specifically engineered for the joy and safety of children.
Chuck E. Cheese is right there.
And yet, the venue of choice for a child whose brain is still developing object permanence is a restaurant famous for hot wings, tight orange shorts, and pantyhose.
Yeah.
Why? Because Jax wanted wings and beer, well, non-alcoholic beer, allegedly. It's a 0 out of 10 on the parenting rubric. It centers the father's desires completely over the child's experience.
But wait, because I have to defend Brittany's reaction just a little bit, only a little.
Defending Brittany on this? Bold.
Because Andy asked her about it, fully expecting her to condemn it, and she basically said she doesn't care because she loves Hooters. She reminded everyone that she was inducted into the Hooters Hall of Fame.
Wait, is that a real thing?
Yes. She said she wants to own a franchise someday, and that she just wanted Jax to spend time with his son on his birthday, regardless of the venue.
The Hooters Hall of Fame is not the impenetrable shield she thinks it is. It doesn't grant you immunity from bad optics.
I know, but still.
But fine, let's move past the buffalo shrimp and look at the macro picture of the valley, because there are some heavy casting shakeups happening behind the scenes.
Ooh, yes, the casting drama.
Tom Sandoval recently went to the press claiming he was approached to do a cameo on The Valley, doing his whole, I'm weighing my options, I'm a very in-demand guy routine.
Gag.
And Brittany completely shut it down. She literally told Us Weekly, none of us in the group really hang out with him. She said it would be a massive stretch for him to join the show.
I love that for her. Shut down the Sandoval Redemption Tour immediately. We do not want him infiltrating the Valley.
It doesn't fit the brand.
The Valley is a very specific ecosystem. It
Yeah.
is for aging, stressed-out parents screaming at each other over pristine AstroTurf lawns, not 40-year-old cover band singers wearing lightning bolt necklaces and painting their nails white to look edgy. He doesn't fit the vibe.
True, but wait, because Lala Kent and Tom Schwartz are officially joining the cast? Brittany loves it. She says they are dear friends, real friends.
Oh, I saw
Of
that.
course she loves it. She needs allies. But let's analyze Tom Schwartz for a second, because Brittany said Schwartz is the male version of herself. And honestly, she is 100% correct.
Wait, really? You agree with that?
It's a brilliant cell phone. Schwartz is the male Brittany. He is the ultimate Switzerland archetype.
Wait, explain what you mean by the Switzerland archetype, because I feel like people give Schwartz too much of a pass just because he mumbles and looks down at his shoes.
Exactly. The Switzerland archetype is someone who survives reality television by refusing to take a hard stance on anything.
Yep, that's him.
Schwartz wants everyone to get along, so when conflict arises, he deflects with a goofy smile or a self-deprecating joke. He completely enables the toxic men around him, like Sandoval and Jax, while successfully playing the victim of circumstance.
Wow.
He acts like he's just a leaf blowing in the wind of other people's bad decisions. Brittany does the exact same thing with Jax. She defends him, excuses him, and then cries when his behavior inevitably impacts her. They both provide the heat shield for the villains in their lives.
Mind blown. You just cracked the code. They both just giggle, stare at the floor, and say, aw shucks, while the world literally burns to the ground around them.
It's an art form, really.
And speaking of burning things down, Brittany is also just speeding through her own dating life right now. She talked about her fling with Brandon Hansen and literally described it as getting icky,
Icky.
which is the most grammatically tragic, deeply Brittany way to describe a failed romance. And on top of that, she publicly took Janet Caperna's side over Kristen Doubt in their current feud.
Taking Janet's side over Kristen is certainly a choice. It shows she's aligning with the new power structure of the show rather than her historical loyalties.
True.
But look, everything on the Valley is a mild suburban nightmare. It's HOA-level drama. We need to transition from Jax's mild toxicity to actual dark-sided legal chaos.
Oh, boy.
Snark Squad, brace yourselves, because we are moving into the deep end. Trigger warnings absolutely apply for this next segment.
Yeah, we're dropping the snark for a second because this next story is actually horrific, and we have to talk about it because it's dominating the news cycle.
It's everywhere.
We need to talk about the CELOMW secret lives of Mormon wives' domestic violence aftermath.
It's so dark.
The Draper Police Department in Utah just released the body cam footage and the evidentiary photos from the February incident between Dakota Mortensen and Taylor Frankie Paul. And it is incredibly dark.
Yeah, the photos are tough to look at.
We are talking bloodied photos. We are talking bruised faces. It is Dakota showing the responding officers his truck, which is scratched paint all down the side, massive dents, and the interior navigation screen is shattered because Taylor allegedly kicked it extremely hard.
Just completely unhinged behavior.
And she also allegedly threw full drinks at him while he was trying to drive away.
And we have to highlight the most disturbing element of this entire scenario. Dakota was holding their infant son, Ever, in his arms while walking the police through the damage in the body cam footage.
That poor baby.
Let's look at the legal outcome first so we understand where the state stands. Salt Lake District Attorney's Office officially declined to file criminal charges against Taylor.
I saw that. Unbelievable.
The reason cited was insufficient corroborating evidence. Because here's how the statements played out. Dakota claimed Taylor grabbed him by the throat and attacked him. Taylor countered and claimed Dakota slammed her head into the dashboard of the truck.
So it's just back and forth.
Without third-party witnesses or definitive camera footage of the interior of the car during the assault, it becomes a he said, she said, where both parties have physical marks. Legally, it is a mutually assured destruction scenario where the DA cannot definitively prove beyond a reasonable doubt who the primary aggressor was.
Look, my emotional, non-legal opinion. Fuck this entire situation. Fuck the toxic cycle Taylor and Dakota are in still.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Because legally, sure, the DA dropped the charges. They couldn't prove it. But practically, humanly, This environment is so incredibly toxic and so demonstrably unsafe for their son ever.
It's child endangerment on an emotional level.
To have an infant in the literal crossfire of a screaming, bloody, physical altercation where heavy metal Yeti cups are being thrown and glass screens are being kicked in, it breaks my heart. That poor baby is absorbing all of that cortisol, all of that trauma.
Objectively speaking, this goes entirely beyond the realm of reality TV drama. This isn't about who gets the center snowflake or who wasn't invited to a tasting party.
Oh, this is real life.
This is a hazardous, volatile environment. They are both a mess. They are systematically ripping each other apart, and they need to be off our screens.
Immediately.
Hulu pausing the production of the show was the only correct ethical move a network could make. When you reach the point where you are actively submitting photos of your own bloodied noses and bruised foreheads to TMZ as part of a public relations war to win the court of public opinion,
It's sick.
you have completely lost the plot on humanity. Get them off television, remove the cameras, put them in intensive mandated therapy.
Yes. Off our screens immediately. We do not want to see it. It is not entertaining. It is just dark and sad. But speaking of dark, and speaking of legal chaos, we have another major arrest to cover. Let's pivot to Miami. Lisa Hochstein's jail era.
Oh, this is the one.
Babes, I cannot believe this is real life. I saw the headline and thought it was a parody account. Lisa surrendered herself to authorities and was officially charged with felony wiretapping.
Let's break down the exact legal mechanics of this because it's fascinating and terrifying.
Okay, give us the breakdown.
The official charge is interception involving electronic, oral, or wire communications. She allegedly planted a recording device, bugged Lenny Hochstein's car in 2023 to listen to his private conversations during their highly contentious divorce.
This is insane.
And her ex-boyfriend, Jody Glidden, was also arrested in connection to this and pleaded not guilty. But the operational failure of her surrender is what I really want to highlight here.
Wait, what do you mean?
She spent 6 hours in a cold jail cell without food.
Oh my God, yes.
Let me just pause and ask the most important sociological question of the day. How did Lisa Hochstein, a woman whose entire existence is curated by lighting and luxury, survive 6 solid hours without a complex carbohydrate, without a direct line to her esthetician, or without taking a single selfie?
I'm dead.
The sheer, unadulterated panic she must have felt without access to an Instagram filter and a fluorescent-lit holding cell must have been staggering.
You are so wrong for that, but you are also so right. She probably asked the guard for a ring light.
Excuse me, can we dim these overheads?
But I am spiraling over the reality of the law here, because I didn't understand how serious this was until a legal expert came out and explained it. Florida is an all-party consent state.
Exactly, and we need to explain what that means for people who don't know.
Yes, please.
In some states, like New York, only one person in a conversation needs to know it's being recorded. That's one-party consent. So if I record you and me talking, it's legal because I consent.
Right.
But in Florida, an all-party consent state, every single person being recorded must know and agree to it. If you secretly record someone or bug their car, you are violating state law. It is classified as a third-degree felony.
A third-degree felony. Lisa is facing up to 5 years in prison. 5 years.
It's no joke.
For trying to catch Lenny being, well, Lenny.
Yeah.
We all know Lenny is terrible. He flaunted his mistress. He tried to kick her out of the house. He was awful.
He was the worst.
But you don't risk 5 years in a federal penitentiary just to get some audio of him complaining to his lawyer.
It's the ultimate cautionary tale of divorce paranoia. This is what happens when the illusion of control becomes an obsession.
Wow, that's deep.
You get so hyperfixated on destroying your ex or proving that you are right that you cross a legal line and hand them the exact legal ammunition they need to destroy you.
She handed him the loaded gun.
Bugging a car is not a cute Bravo stunt you can laugh off at a reunion with Andy Cohen. It's a federal and state crime. And the judge ordered her to be processed without undue delay, but the justice system moves at its own pace. She sat there from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I can't even imagine.
The system does not care about your Birkin bag, Lisa. The system does not care about your cashmate status.
It's terrifying. I need to take a deep breath. The illusion of control is real, and it is ruining lives.
It really is.
So let's keep that theme going and look at financial delusion. Because if Lisa's dealing with legal delusion, Atlanta is serving up pure, unadulterated financial delusion. Let's start with Drew Sidora from RHOA.
Drew Sidora is currently giving a masterclass in how to completely mismanage your public narrative while simultaneously exposing your own financial reality.
Oh, she's exposing everything.
Let's review the recent court filings, because the paperwork does not lie. Drew is begging a judge to throw her ex-husband, Ralph Pittman, in jail for up to 20 days. She also wants him fined $1,000 per violation. Why? Because she claims he stole and leaked her private text messages to the press in a calculated move to publicly humiliate her, which she argues violates their mutual restraining order.
Which, okay, let's establish the baseline. Ralph is awful. We know Ralph is awful.
Is a villain.
He lived in the basement. He made that stupid, disrespectful podcast. He constantly gaslit her on camera. He is toxic. I am not defending Ralph.
No one is defending Ralph.
But wait. Because at the exact same time that Drew is crying to the judge about her leaked texts, she just got hit with a court order telling her she has to vacate her mansion by May 31st so Ralph can move back upstairs and take over the house.
Oh, the irony.
And Drew immediately went to the press, played the victim card, and basically claimed that she and her children are going to be left homeless on the streets of Atlanta.
Mandatory focus instruction for the Snark squad right here. I need everyone to pay close attention, because let me bring the ultimate analytical shade to the situation.
Do it. Reader.
True babes. Have a seat. If you think $12,000 a month will leave you homeless, you are completely delusional.
Delusional. Absolute clinical detachment from reality.
It's offensive, honestly.
How are you going to get on the internet, look your fans in the eye, and cry broke and homeless when your own court documents, the financials submitted to the judge, reveal you have a 5-figure monthly income?
Like, what is she spending it on?
Do you know what actual homeless people would do with $12,000 a month?
Oh.
I looked at Zillow today just to prove a point. You can rent a gorgeous 4-bedroom luxury townhouse in the best parts of Atlanta for $4,000 or $5,000 a month easily. You are not homeless, Drew. You are just inconvenienced. You just don't want to downsize from a mega mansion to a normal mansion.
It's an insult to the viewing audience's intelligence.
No.
Crying poverty on a Bravo salary is a PR strategy that never, ever works.
Right.
Because the audience is sitting at home battling inflation, trying to pay for groceries, and watching a woman complain that her $12,000 a month isn't enough to survive. The math ain't mathing. It destroys any sympathy she might have garnered regarding Ralph's toxic behavior.
But speaking of people whose math never makes sense and who constantly play the victim, let's fly over to Beverly Hills. Because Dorit Kemsley is currently starring in her own self-produced tragedy as the pariah of 90210.
Dorit's current social standing is a case study in alienating your allies.
Oh my God, Dorit. I have secondhand embarrassment so bad it physically hurts my chest.
It's painful to watch.
So let's set the scene. Kyle Richards' daughter, Alexia, just got married. Beautiful wedding. Stunning. And Dorit actually showed up.
Which was a surprise.
But Dorit immediately went on the RHOBH after show and claimed that everyone, Erica, Sutton, and even her own estranged husband, PK, completely ignored her. She sat there in her confessional and said not one of them acknowledged her presence at the wedding.
And she didn't stop there. She accused Kyle of inviting her strictly for PR purposes. She claims Kyle only extended the invitation so Kyle could look like the bigger person publicly and say, look, I'm trying to move forward. I invited her to my daughter's wedding.
Which, okay, maybe.
Which, analytically, knowing Kyle's history of managing the cameras, is probably 40% true. But Dorit paints herself as the ultimate martyr, walking into the lion's den with her head held high against all the bitches, as she so eloquently put it.
But the reality check is so much worse.
Yeah.
Because Teddy Mellencamp got on her podcast, Two Teas in a Pod, and spilled the actual boots-on-the-ground tea from the wedding.
I love Teddy's boots-on-the-ground tea.
Teddy said Dorit was late. She came bambying down the stairs late, making a scene. She was obnoxiously loud in the holding area while everyone else was waiting silently and respectfully.
Oh, that's so Dorit.
And the worst part, the cardinal sin of modern weddings. The guests were given strict, explicit instructions. No phones, no photos, unplugged ceremony.
Oh, no. Don't tell me.
And what does Dorit do? She pulls out her phone and literally starts recording the bride walking down the aisle.
Let's dissect Dorit's utter lack of self-awareness using an analogy. Dorit operates like a rogue pop-up ad on a serene, beautifully designed website.
That is so accurate.
She has to hijack the user's attention regardless of the setting because her entire operating system runs on being seen. You are already on thin ice with this group. You ditched these women in Italy.
They alienated everyone.
You have systematically alienated your entire past over the last 2 seasons. You walk into a sacred, intimate family event, you arrive late, you are loud, and you immediately violate the bride's one golden rule about unplugged ceremonies.
So disrespectful.
And then you have the audacity to go on a camera months later and complain that no one wanted to make small talk with you. It is peak victim mentality. You are not the victim, Dorrit. You are the nuisance.
The nuisance, yes. A pop-up ad is the perfect way to describe her, and Erica completely confirmed it. Erica said she didn't speak to us either.
Right, it goes both ways.
It was mutual freeze-out. You can't ignore people and then cry that they ignored you. But Erica has her own demands right now.
Oh, Erica always has demands.
Erica did an interview with Paper Magazine this week and boldly stated that 41-year-old Amanda Francis is too young for RHOBH. 41. Too young. And then, in the same breath, she begged for Lisa Rinna to come back to the show.
Erica's motives here are so transparent you could clean a window with them.
Why does she want Rinna back so badly?
Because Rinna is the ultimate heat shield. Think about the mechanics of a Housewives cast. When Rinna is on the show, Rinna takes all the heat. Rinna creates all the loud distraction.
I mean, that makes sense.
Rinna acts as the attack dog, asking the questions no one else wants to ask so Erica can sit back in the corner, sip her drink, give icy glares, and collect her paycheck without getting her hands dirty.
Wow, she is using her.
And Erica needs a massive shield right now because let's look at her ongoing legal nightmares. The Marco Morante lawsuit, remember? That's the costume designer who claimed Erica's company stiffed him for $800K. That got dismissed in Florida due to jurisdiction issues, so she got a win there.
Okay, a small win.
But the massive bankruptcy trustee suit, the one tied to Tom Girardi's victims. Someone just bought that lawsuit for $2 million.
Wait, explain how you buy a lawsuit, because that sounds like something out of a mob movie.
In a bankruptcy case, the trustee controls the assets, including the right to sue people to claw back money. Sometimes, instead of spending years fighting it in court themselves, the trustee will sell the rights to that lawsuit to a third-party investor.
Okay, following.
This investor pays the estate a lump sum, in this case, $2 million cash, to step into the trustee's shoes. Now, this investor gets to take Erica to trial, and whatever they win, they keep.
$2 million. You don't spend $2 million in cash to buy a lawsuit unless you have looked at the evidence and you are absolutely mathematically sure you're going to squeeze way more than $2 million out of the defendant.
Precisely. They smell blood in the water.
Erica is still deep in the thick of it. The walls are closing in, and Lisa Rinna is not walking through that door to save her from a federal judge.
Exactly. The delusion that a casting change will fix a legal reality is staggering. Now, for the final piece of the delusion section, we must travel to the snowy, unpredictable mountains of Salt Lake City.
Oh, Salt Lake always brings the chaos.
The RHOSLC filming drama has leaked, and it is explosive.
I'm shaking. Mary Cosby and Angie Katzenevas. We knew they unfollowed each other on Instagram and then mysteriously refollowed each other a few days later.
Which is always the digital distress signal of a housewives feud.
Always. But an insider just spilled the horrific details to Reality Blurb. So Angie was apparently fighting with the new girl, Bronwyn. Angie, being chaotic and needing backup, tried to pull Mary into the fight to take her side.
Never a good idea to pull Mary into anything.
Right. And Mary, who we must remember is currently mourning the very tragic, very recent loss of her son, looked Angie dead in the eyes and said, "Keep my name out of your mouth. Worry about your own friends and your own family."
Let's pause and analyze that. That is a completely valid, deeply necessary, and terrifyingly cold boundary set by Mary.
I got chills just reading the quote.
Given what Mary is going through personally, asking to be left out of a petty reality TV squabble is the most logical thing she has ever done on this show. But how does Angie retaliate?
Oh, it gets bad.
According to the source, Angie felt embarrassed, so she clapped back with something shocking and unspeakably dark about Mary's family in front of the entire cast and crew. And then Angie started physically throwing things.
Throwing things. I am disgusted. I am viscerally, physically disgusted by Angie's lack of boundaries.
It's unhinged.
Mary just lost her only child. How dark is your soul? How desperate are you for a TV moment that you take a minor squabble about some nonsense with a new cast member and you escalate it to attacking a grieving mother's family?
It's completely indefensible.
It is vile. It is lower than low. It crosses every line of basic human decency.
It reveals a deep character flaw.
Yeah.
When you are pushed into a corner and your default reaction is to bypass all logic and immediately hit the most traumatic off-limits button possible just to inflict pain, it shows you severely lack emotional regulation.
She is unstable.
The source noted that Mary likely only refollowed Angie on Instagram to quiet things down for the sake of the show's PR, not because she forgave her. And let's analyze Mary's power here.
Oh, Mary's power is unmatched.
Mary has this cold, terrifying, ecclesiastical power. She speaks like an Old Testament prophet sometimes. When she tells you to worry about your own family, it doesn't sound like a shady housewife comeback. It sounds like a literal curse.
It does. It feels like witchcraft.
Angie played with fire, threw a tantrum because she didn't get back up, and is now going to have to face the wrath of Mary's congregation.
I need a palate cleanser. My soul is heavy. The darkness of Salt Lake City has seeped into my bones. Pour another splash of that slush sangria, babes. Ninja slush, save us.
It's saving me right now.
We need a laugh after that darkness. So let's move into our final roundup.
We definitely need to pivot to the absurd. We need the ridiculous. Let's start with Joseline Hernandez.
The Puerto Rican princess.
The Puerto Rican princess herself hopped into Andy Cohen's Instagram comments this week. Page 6 posted an article about Lisa Hochstein's arrest, and Joseline bypassed all professional channels and literally commented on the post, pitching herself for Real Housewives of Miami.
Oh my God, the hustle.
Since the show is currently on pause due to low ratings, she offered her services. She literally typed out that her house is bigger than the other cast members, her story is better, and she is actually married, unlike the rest of them.
I am passionately advocating for this. Put it on a billboard, call a town hall, give Joseline a mojito immediately.
It would be iconic.
Bravo. If you are listening to this, you need to save Miami. You put them on pause because the ratings were slipping. You drop Joseline Hernandez, the cabaret queen of the Zeus network, the woman who brings unbridled, unpredictable chaos to every single scene she is in, into a dinner party with Alexia and Larsa Pippen, and the ratings will shatter the stratosphere.
Larsa would literally malfunction.
I would pay a premium monthly subscription fee just for that single episode.
It would be absolute, unmitigated chaos. Larsa wouldn't know how to compute Joseline's energy. Her brain would short-circuit. It would be an anthropological study in television.
I need it to happen.
Speaking of Bravo stars pivoting to new demographics, let's look at Carl Radke's new business venture. Carl finally opened his long-awaited alcohol-free bar, Soft Bar, in Brooklyn.
Good for Carl.
And apparently his biggest, most consistent hit so far is hosting pregnant women and new moms with strollers on Friday nights.
Oh, wait, I kind of love that. That is actually really cute.
It is cute, yeah.
He said in an interview that it's a beautiful thing to see these women hanging out, talking about baby stuff, building a community in a space where they don't feel awkward for not drinking. Good for Carl.
It is genuinely cute, and the sober, curious economy is exploding right now, so from a business standpoint, it's brilliant. But let me snark on the irony for just 1 second.
Okay, give us the snark.
Let's trace the arc of Carl Radke. This is the poster boy for Summer House. This is the man who spent a decade screaming, "More life," while dressed in a skin-tight white polo.
While double-fisting lover boys.
Getting aggressively blackout drunk in the Hamptons and hooking up in pantries. And now he has found his most profitable and loyal demographic in lactating mothers pushing $1,200 UPPA baby strollers in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
The character arc is insane.
The pivot is so jarring, it's hilarious. But hey, survival in a post-reality TV landscape requires knowing your market.
It is hilarious. He traded Loverboy for lactation consultants. I respect the hustle. But speaking of knowing your market, Reddit just uncovered the most insane thing.
Oh, what did Reddit find?
An Instagram bot account called Single Older Women Dating is out here using Ramona Singer's photo for a fake dating profile.
Stop, Ramona.
Yes, the bio written for this fake Ramona is a work of absolute satirical art. It claims she loves the outdoors, exploring new places, and this is the best part, the part that proves a robot wrote it, engaging in meaningful conversations.
I can't. Meaningful conversation.
I've lost it. I literally spit up my slush when I read that. Ramona Singer having a meaningful conversation. Ramona Turtle Time Singer?
It defies all logic.
Have the people running this bot ever watched a single second of her on screen? You try to have a meaningful, deep conversation with Ramona Singer, and she will visibly panic, dart her eyes around the room looking for an exit, tell you your dress looks cheap, and literally run away to get a glass of Pinot Grigio.
The accuracy of that description.
Cut to Ebony K. Williams' trauma from season 13, trying to have one single meaningful conversation about race and society with that woman.
Whoever's running that bot account clearly just typed blonde, chaotic senior citizen into a stock image generator and grabbed the first JPEG they found.
Literally.
It's brilliant clickbait, honestly. The sheer juxtaposition of Ramona's manic energy with the phrase meaningful conversation is high comedy. And finally, for our last palate cleanser of the night, Netflix is coming straight for Bravo's neck.
Wait, what are they doing?
They just announced a brand new unscripted show dropping May 29th called Calabasas Confidential.
Ooh, okay, I haven't seen this. What is the premise?
It's about a group of rich, highly privileged, lifelong friends, bitter rivals, and toxic exes from Calabasas who all come home from college for, quote, one dramatic summer.
Okay, Netflix.
It's basically Netflix looking at the current landscape and trying to manufacture the organic magic of early Vanderpump Rules mixed with the glossy aesthetic of The Hills.
Okay, I am intrigued. I am listening. I love when the rich kids of the Valley come home with their fake IDs, their daddy's black Amex cards, and zero life skills to just ruin each other's lives for our entertainment.
I will snark on Netflix all day for blatantly trying to steal Bravo's thunder. They are definitely chasing the dragon of organic early 2010s reality TV, which is almost impossible to replicate now because everyone is too aware of the cameras.
Everyone is self-producing now.
Exactly. But let's be deeply honest with ourselves and the Snark Squad. Will I mock the premise? Yes. Will I critique the heavy-handed editing? Yes.
But are we going to watch it?
Will I also binge the entire 10-episode season in one single weekend while lying entirely horizontally on my couch, refusing to answer text messages? Absolutely.
100%. We will watch every single second of it. We will memorize their names, and we will complain the entire time about how it's not as good as Bravo. That is our truth.
And with that, we have reached the end of the line. The slushes are empty, the gossip is exhausted, and so are we.
We survived.
We spiraled.
We slushed our sangria.
We questioned our genetics.
Snark Squad, I need you to get in the comments right now. What was your rose and thorn this week?
And I need an honest poll down in the comments. Are we all secretly becoming our parents? Tell me I am not alone. Because the fear is real.
And babes, have you tried slush sangria yet? Because if you haven't, you are actively choosing to not live your best life.
Yeah.
Go get the ninja slush.
This is your weekly reminder to do the housekeeping, rate the show, review the episode, subscribe so you never miss a spiral.
Send submissions. Send us your chaotic work stories. Send this to your most chaotic friend who desperately needs to hear about Lisa Hochstein's 6-hour carb-free jail diet.
Thank you as always to the Snark Squad. You guys keep us sane, or at least functionally insane enough to keep recording.
We love you guys.
But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought based on what we unpacked today regarding the Scamanda timeline and Kyle Cook's bizarre street kiss.
Oh, a deep thought to end on.
If reality stars are now pre-planning their breakups, mapping out their PR relationships, and manufacturing their own downfalls just to secure storylines for next season's contract, at what point does the audience realize we aren't watching reality TV anymore?
That's a scary thought.
Are we just watching poorly acted soap operas where we, the fans, are the ones actually being played? Think about how much of your emotional energy you are giving to a script next time you watch someone cry on screen.
Oof. Let that marinate. Stay shady.
Stay iconic.
And we'll see you on the Snark side.